Well, one of my accomplishments was to help get this place founded, Friendship Village of the South Hills, in 1984. And it has been a success from the start because we had good managers and builders, and we still have good management here. And as I think I said, we were one of about 9 villages of which Life Care Retirement Communities Incorporated, a nonprofit organization, is the owner, and it has frequent, its board of directors meets maybe every other month or so, and usually have one meeting during the year at this village, which we're always glad to entertain and let them see this, which is probably their prime village of the whole lot, we think.
It's made it a lot easier for you and the other people here probably to grow older.
Yes,
living here.
Yes, it has.
With the health center, if you need to, you can go in there, then come right back out to your room, hopefully.
That's right. Yes, you enter capable of independent living, and then you do have assisted living. We have certain nurses and so on that are assistants in living nurses that help you in various ways. They change my bed once a week, and they do my personal laundry, which is very helpful. And then we can continue living independently as long as we're able, and then at some point we may have to go to the health center temporarily or maybe finally, because there are people living there now that had lived independently for many years before they needed to transfer to that attached and well-managed health facility, which includes, nursing skill, and it's got Medicare beds, and they also have what do you call the kind of work you do?
Rehabilitation?
Yeah, a lot of rehabilitation services too. So it's a great idea, and it's been taking fire. And I think with all the baby boomers that are already growing older, that there will be more of them, right?
Yeah, they're reaching the proper age for entry right about now.
Yes,
some of them.
That's right. Well, as I said, the move-in age is supposed to be 62 or older, and probably it is older, because as long as people are in good health and can travel and live where they want to, they probably would rather do that than move into an assisted living place, right?
Do you have any earliest memories of your life?
Well, I can remember being carried by my father at night when he and my mother were going over to visit friends or something. So that goes back pretty far. And then I remember a grandfather who died in 1915, and I was born in 1913. So I was visiting with my mother, my grandfather and grandmother, who lived in a rental house in Dormont that backed up to one of the school buildings where they apparently tested their various alarms. And so I was out there on the back porch and was frightened by this alarm going off and came running into the kitchen and weeping. And my mother took me into the living room, sort of a more darkened room of this house, and took me to my grandfather, who was sitting in a big chair, and he took me between his knees and comforted me. So that's one of the earliest memories I have. I must have been about 2 years of age. Right? So that was a good memory of those days.
What kind of childhood did you have?
Well, I would consider a very happy childhood. I had a good many of the childhood sicknesses, but we had a good doctor, and I always made a good recovery. And when I learned how to read, that gave me more opportunities to read when I was recovering from various illnesses. And I had a younger sister, 3 years younger, and a brother 8 years younger, who is still actively writing books and lives in Darien, Connecticut with his wife, and is actually a member of the Norotan Presbyterian Church, of which my son Samuel A. Schreiner III is the present pastor. So that's a nice connection to have in the family.
What did you want to do with your life? Become, in other words?
Well, when I was in college, I had difficulty deciding what I wanted to do, but I took courses that would permit me to go for teaching or writing, journalism maybe, or law, or ministry. So I finally ended up a lawyer because my father was one, and he would have liked me to become a lawyer, and I found it was an interesting and good profession to be in, and that I had taken the proper preparation and majoring in history in college, and always having an interest in reading history.
Was law school good for you or bad for you?
Well, law school was a little on the boring side because they didn't have much variety in the way they taught law school in those days. You had a book which had a number of examples in cases that had been tried and settled, and you were to figure out why the decision was made the way it was, and you have to be able to do a short description of that case and what the questions of law were and the facts and how it turned out. But there was just more and more of that same kind of work, so it wasn't like the variety in college where you had a lot of different subjects and ways of going about studying them.
So you turned out to be a family man, got married?
It took me a while to find the right wife, but I was very glad that I found her at length. And my sister had gotten married and already had a child, and I could see how wonderful it was to be a family with children. So I prayed I'd meet the right gal, and I was blessed to do so. And Jean, who I said had been born on the mission field out there in Pakistan, did ultimately become a teacher and a graduate of Westminster College in Wilmington, PA, where her father had graduated and where our daughter, her daughter Marty Schreiner Dreisbach graduated. And she came to teach in the Mellon Junior High School, teaching language background courses. And she started doing that in 41, and that's where we met in the Mount Lebanon UP church, where I was growing up as a member and have been a member now since 1924. And our children grew up likewise in that church, and it was a great experience for them and for us. So we had 3 children, 3 daughters and a son. And as I said, at this wedding I got to see the 3 daughters and the son and the son's wife and the one daughter's husband, and the 3 granddaughters and the 2 grandsons, including Samuel Bryson Schreiner, who was the one who was married to Chantal Marie Frizzetti, who grew up in the town of Londonderry in the Londonderry Presbyterian Church at the same time as her husband, Samuel Bryson Schreiner, did.
Have they known each other for a while?
Pardon?
Have they known each other long?
Yes, they've been dating, I think, pretty steadily for the past 5 years. And so they were dating in high school and through college, and they both graduated on May 19th with AP degrees. His in business and hers in teaching, preparation for teaching. And they're supposed to be off in Santo Domingo for a short honeymoon and then be back in the Boston area for their respective jobs that will be starting up in July or shortly after.
Must be quite a feeling to have such a big family and know that you were the reason for all this life coming to Earth. You know, you were part of the reason.
Well, part of the reason is right, yeah. Yeah, somebody at the wedding asked me, what did I attribute my 94 years? And I said, well, my uncle, who had been a Presbyterian missionary in a hospital in Chiang Mai, Siam, said, selecting the right ancestors, which of course I had nothing to do with. So I was lucky to have good ancestors with good long life genes, and also good Christians who brought their families up to be good Christians and servants and helpers of mankind.
Is there any message you'd have to say to your family or to history in general through this film?
Well, I could just wish them all similar happy marriage to the one that Gene and I had for 58 years. Wish we were real partners through the whole time.
Yes, some people find it hard to go on without their partner, but they kind of give up. But you've kept it up strong.
Well, of course, Gene left me this legacy of all these 4 children and the grandchildren too, and they are all very caring and keep us interested. And I have other good friends in the Mount Lebanon UP Church that I'm glad to still be in touch with in a unusual Bible school class called the 79ers, which started in 1947 actually, of young couples whose joint ages did not exceed 79 years at that time. But there are very many of them whose ages are under 79 anymore.
You guys still get together?
Pardon?
You guys still get together?
Yeah. Oh yes, we still meet on Sunday mornings, and then we still have monthly social meetings. Usually it's some kind of luncheon affair. So that is a great asset too.
Well, Bryson, I don't want to wear you down with all my questions. We can continue this at a later date, keep it ongoing.
Yes, well, thank you very much for the opportunity to think about some of these things and comment on them.
Yeah, it was nice talking to you. Well,
and for your assistance in getting one of the family memorials done again. I mean, we were able to plant some flowers again at the graves of my wife and my grandparents, right? And parents, because your mother put flowers on my parents' graves too.
Good family tradition.
Right. And give my regards to your sister Barbie when she visits. Glad to hear she's still practicing law, I gather, and I hope doing very well. Okay, thank you. Right.
Yeah, that was a good start for us.
Okay.
We covered a lot of ground.
Pardon?
We covered a lot of ground.
Okay. I don't know how adequately though,
Yeah,